The following program contains shocking assertions of truth. If you suffer from relativism, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your local guru.
Standing for truth in the four corners of America. Fighting for justice on the frontiers of the culture wars. And turning resistance into an art form. The only TV host arrested more times than Mahatma Gandhi, Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tea Party TV. It is I, your servant, Randall Terry. Herman Cain, fighting for his political life. We'll talk about it on today's show. And a phenomenal candidate for president gets a whole lot of votes in a mock election in Illinois against who? President Obama. And an exclusive interview with constitutional attorney Matt Staver from Jerusalem. But first, a word from my political alter ego. He just needs a different color face. His name is Sir Reginald Bling. Take it, Reggie. Turn that thing on. Have you heard about my main man, Randall Terry? Well, in a mock presidential debate at the University of Western Illinois, he done beat President Obama. Yeah, what's that? I'm sorry. He did not actually defeat Obama, but he got about 25% of the vote. In an all-Democratic caucus, Randall Terry got 25% of the vote against Barack Hussein Obama. Man, that's as good as a victory. That is the danger that President Obama is in. When a crazy, lunatic, fringe candidate like Randall Terry can get 25% of the vote against the most popular man in the world. Man, Obama is so popular after all. Now, is he? Welcome to the program, friend. It's good to be back with you live. I am going to talk about what is happening with Herman Cain in the next segment. We just came back from a very long campaign trip out in Illinois and in Minnesota and in Iowa. And I had the privilege of speaking at the Western Illinois University in a mock election. I did pretty well there. We're going to show you the speech that changed the hearts of nearly 25% of the people in the room. It is I, your servant, Randall, delivering my presidential speech at the mock election for the Democratic caucuses. Hi, everyone. It's a delight to be with you this evening. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself that you may or may not know, and then talk about public policy issues. I have had the joy and the privilege of meeting the Pope. I got a letter from Mother Teresa. But the truth of the matter is, the reason that I met him and the reason that I got a letter from her is because I was sitting in federal prison. I have spent over 1 year of my life locked up behind bars, federal prisons, chain gang, state prison. I have had my life threatened repeatedly. I've had my children's lives threatened. I have had to move because of the threat of Muslims against me because of my discussions concerning Sharia law. In 9 days, when my wife was 8.5 months pregnant, we had to move to an undisclosed location. That was tough. I was sued by the National Organization of Women and Planned Parenthood, and they took my home, they took my life savings. They even took my frequent flyer miles, and I told them they could use the flyer miles for a one-way ticket to Hades, and got back on my, thank you for the obligatory laughter, yes. Got back up on my feet and kept throwing punches. So tonight I'm going to share some concepts with you that you may or may not agree with, but I want you to know that if you are going to have an influence on this nation, if you are going to fight for what you believe in, you are going to make enemies, and it will cost you. Courage is augmented by a group, but it's tried to the hilt when you stand alone. And our country is perishing on the installment plan. Slowly but surely, we are drowning in a sea of debt. You are obligated to a debt that you will never be able to pay, and neither will your children. And that debt went to bail out banks. It went to bail out the auto industry. It went to bail out the insurance industry. And so, before I go any further, any of you who are poli-sci majors or who follow politics know that I am a pro-life activist. I want to restore the protection of law to unborn babies. That's a given. I will never flinch on that. I'll take a bullet for that. You could kill me, and I will not back down. If you followed my life and my public work, you know about my work concerning marriage being between one man and one woman. These are well-documented parts of my public service. What most people don't know is that I have a bachelor's degree in communications, that I have a daily television show that's on in 44 cities, that I have a master's degree in diplomacy and international terrorism, and have done enormous amounts of research and discussions on politics and theology and Islam and Sharia law and oil. So what I will do for my remaining time is to talk to you about a few things that you may not know and then ask you for your vote, and I'm going to explain to you why. So, can I use this, Mike? I love the, can you put up the banner, the Road to the White House banner? When I came in earlier, and I got to sit through the Republican one, I looked at that and I thought, oh my goodness, mock election. Mock election. And then suddenly I started thinking, well, this is probably a commandment to me. Because the electoral process in the United States of America, the road to the White House, has become a mockery. They mock us. The power elite in both parties have made this a mockery. You have a handful of elite people with enormous sums of money who are literally buying the presidency. Okay? It's from both parties. The way they've rigged the system. And right now, President Obama has the largest campaign war chest at his disposal in the history of the United States of America. I pity the fool who is going to be the Republican nominee, who will face the onslaught of that war chest. And by the way, just for the record, I am really running in a primary against President Obama, and I will not beat him. There need be no fear in this room that I will defeat President Obama in the primary in 2012. Yes, let's give it up. Thank you. Thank you very much. However, I may cause his defeat, and I will tell you how and why in a minute. I may be the reason that President Obama loses the election. This campaign and the issues that I bring up may be the reason that he is defeated in 2012. To come back around, when you have the raw data in front of you, you have to understand it is a mock election. It is a mockery. President Obama right now has raised more money from Wall Street and from bankers than all of the other Republican candidates combined by a factor of 2. All right? Why do you think he doesn't go after the pharmaceuticals people? Because he's been bought. His silence has been bought. Don't you get it? They have given him tens of millions of dollars so they can get on the gravy train. And then they feed us trite, and I say trite, bumper sticker slogans, trite little phrases. And they want us to be the little happy clappers for their campaigns. Republicans and Democrats, all right? This is equal opportunity offense. Yes, we can. You have more intellect than that. Don't embarrass yourself by falling prey to their idiotic slogans and bumper stickers. There is too much at stake for this republic. There's too much at stake for you, for your children, for your grandchildren. And by the way, think of the idiocy of cash for clunkers. And I'm going to tell you something. I believe this stuff. We had a blown motor in our Mazda minivan sitting on the driveway. Cash for clunkers came out. I could have got $4,000 for it. Instead, I had a wrecker come and tow it away and junk it because I was not going to tell my neighbor that they had to give money to my car. My home was repossessed by Chase Bank. And they told me, you can go to the Obama program and get money. I said, you want me to take my neighbor's money and force him to pay for my mortgage? I'm not doing that. It's unethical. When they did the cash for clunkers deal, they took all of the decent used cars out of the market, or many of them, and then poor people couldn't find a car to buy. It hurt the poor. Cash for clunkers was a boondoggle to the rich, to stockholders, and to people who made enough money to buy a brand new car and get a $4,000 cha-ching from you, from me. And meanwhile, poor people who needed to go and buy a $3,000 car couldn't find one because it had been destroyed under the cash for clunkers program. It's insanity. Our oil policy, promoted by President Obama, is suicide. They are every time you go to a gas pump and put money in your car, in your gas tank, you are sending money to Islamic terrorists every time. And we've got enough oil off the coast of Florida and in Anwar to run this country for 100 years while we figure out wind and while we develop the electric car. We don't have to be funding our own demise. It's appalling what is happening to us. And Democrats and Republicans are leading the way together. There's not a dime's worth of difference between them. Tonight, I have a candidate for the U.S. House over here running this camera. He's running as a Democrat. I've got another guy running a camera somewhere sitting there. He's running as a Republican against John Boehner. He's running against Boehner because Boehner is a sellout. He's a joke. He's an embarrassment. Him and Obama are buds. So our whole point as a team, and my point that I want to leave with you is, put principle ahead of party. Put liberty ahead of slavery. Put life ahead of death. Put living within your means ahead of debt. And don't fall prey to the trite nonsense that they feed us, this political drivel, and believe that you've been served caviar. Okay? In closing, I would ask for your vote tonight. Now, thank you. Listen to me. There's an old phrase from G.K. Chesterton. It's really fun. He said this: that which is ridiculous deserves to be ridiculed. All right? How many of you are here tonight because you have to be here for some credit for some class? All right. You're literally a hostage audience. You are. You're a hostage audience. You're not here because you want to be here. You're here because you have to be here for school. And there's merit in that. You're in school. But the point of the matter is, it's a mockery. All right? It's a mock election. The road to the White House in 2012 is a mockery. And so I have a joke that you could play. You could play a joke. You could actually, if you really and truly want to have a part in making a little bit of history, if you really and truly want the power elite in Washington, D.C. to take up and notice you, to say, what happened out there? Vote for me. Because you can say, you know what, I don't even agree with Randall on half of what he said. But Randall's touching some nerve in the political arena today, he's bringing us face to face with the fact that the system is rigged, that the system is an embarrassment to freedom, and that I'm being treated like a pawn by a few power elite in the Democratic and the Republican Party. You want to send that message to them? Vote for me tonight, and I'll be your messenger, all right? And maybe, just maybe, someone in the Democratic machinery and the Republican machinery will take notice of what happened here tonight. Because the truth be told, people, they don't give a rat's behind about the details of our lives, our hardships, our sorrows. It's about voting blocks. It's about power. Why do you think President Obama won't help black men in southern Chicago? Why do you think that is? Because it's politically untenable for him. Why do you think Boehner won't really phase out Social Security, even though he believes maybe that it should happen? Because it's politically untenable. They want to be in power. I'm sorry. I'll behave. I'll be a better candidate.
Concerned about you. There is such a thing as freedom of speech that will be observed in this hall at all times.
Thank you, sir. He said there's a thing called freedom of speech and it will be observed in the hall, meaning the speaker. The point is this, my friends, my fellow Americans. You can send a message to D.C. tonight. I'm asking for you to vote for me. If for no other reason as a protest. It's for no other reason as saying, hey, I don't want to be a part of this lemming fest, this juggernaut that's going off a cliff. Whether it's 80 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour, it's still off a cliff. And finally, I can't beat Obama, but I could cause his defeat. If I can get 2 or 3 or 4% of Roman Catholics and evangelical Christians who are Democrat to have a crisis of conscience concerning, hear me out, concerning human life. There is a hierarchy of evil. There is a hierarchy of ethics. And the protection of innocent human life is at the top of the political food chain. And if people, I don't expect that from this crowd. That's not what I'm talking about for tonight. But if the religious right that is a part of the Democratic Party has a crisis of conscience because of our TV ads that you can see at Terry for President, because of these men and the others that are ladies that are running with us that are running these incredible ads around the country, if we can cause a crisis of conscience, we won't defeat Obama, but we could cause him to be defeated. I thank you for the privilege and the opportunity of being with you, and I ask you tonight for your vote. Long life to each of you. God bless you. Thank you for the privilege, sir. I hope you enjoyed that, and please remember that that is an archived show. If you want some of your friends to see that speech, just send them to terrycast.com, and they can watch it for themselves. I'll be right back. I'm going to talk about the allegations against Herman Cain and what it's all about, Alfie.
People who say they're atheists are really stupid. If they live their life by that principle, they leave no room for error.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Moments with Moses. All the leading priests and the people likewise were exceedingly unfaithful, following all the abominations of the nations. And they polluted the house of the Lord, which he had hallowed in Jerusalem.
Welcome back to the program, friend. I have very limited time. On tomorrow's show, I will discuss the situation with Herman Cain in greater depth. What we know is that there's a lot we don't know. We know now that there is a named accuser standing next to Gloria Allred, who is an arch child killer. We know that Herman Cain is denying that he ever harassed anyone. We know that where there's smoke, there's fire. The issue is what really happened. We may never know what really happened. And it's not that it's unimportant, it is important. But there are political ramifications here that I want you to consider. The establishment at all costs wants us who are supportive of Herman Cain to bail out on him. That's number one. Number two, this is punishment to him because he is a black conservative. This is exactly what they did to Clarence Thomas. Number three, if he holds the course, he could still get the nomination. And number four, at the end of the day, if you're a Democrat who supports Obama no matter what, it doesn't matter if he's found with cocaine in the White House. You're going to vote for him. And if you're supporting Cain because you despise President Obama, it doesn't matter what happens. You're still going to support him. That's how deep the divisions are in this country right now. I've got to take a break. I'll be right back with an exclusive interview with Matt Staver from Jerusalem.
I'll even donate my voice so that you don't cluck like a clucking, moronic, stupid peahead. I'll give you my backbone and my voice box if you just promise to use it.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
The flame of Christian ethics is still our best guide. Only on this basis can we reconcile the rights of the individual with the demands of society. Sir Winston Churchill. Welcome back to the program, friend. I recently had the privilege of interviewing Matt Staver, who is the chair of the Liberty University Law School, in Jerusalem. Here is the 4th installment of that exclusive interview. Well, the tragedy is that 55% of Catholics voted for Obama, 33% of evangelicals voted for Obama. My fear, and what I'm seeing, having spent my whole adult life fighting against child killing, is that we've lost the Jerry Falwells, the D. James Kennedys. Pat Robertson is starting to leave the plantation by endorsing Giuliani. Dr. Dobson's voice isn't half of what it used to be. The lions are gone, and there is a massive void on a consistent biblical ethic for connecting our faith to the public square, number one. And number two, the whole goal of the pro-life movement of actually making it a criminal act to kill a human being from conception until birth, that vision is all but dead, not just in the pro-life movement, but in the church.
Well, you know, I think that there is good and bad in that situation. Obviously, we lost some tremendous prophetic voices, some tremendous leaders that were clarion in their message. On the other hand, sometimes when that happens, people can relax and say somebody else is going to take the load. Now I think God is raising up a lot of different leaders, a lot of different individuals, and the movement is not just narrow, but it is broadening and deepening. And I think that's what God will do out of this. When Satan and those who are opposed to life and liberty think that they have won, it's in that very moment when Christians stand in the gap that God will be glorified and turn adversity into opportunity. And I think that's the time that we are living in right now. So these are very exciting times.
I pray you're right. My fear is that the ethical compass, or the ability to think with an ethical hierarchy, is lost. When you have Christians saying that they can vote for Obama for other reasons, then something is so broken internally or philosophically that you need a reboot.
No question. I think that we do need to reboot, and we are facing some critical times. I mean, there's no easy answer to this, but I can tell you that if we do not make a stand now and make a stand consistently and gain ground every single day, we will face significant persecution, or we will face real revolution. And that's the prospect.
Right, but we do have the chance of this nation going up in convulsions, without question.
We are closer to this nation going in convulsions than any time in the history of America since the Civil War. And we are going toward a civil war of ideas. The lines are getting divided. And I think now it's time for Christians to make a stand and to be bold and to advance and to move forward.
And to remember that the number one issue before God and men is the shedding of innocent blood.
Absolutely. I mean, that is incalculable in terms of its impact.
Thank you, Mr. Staver. I'll be right back, friend, with a word from one of our founding fathers. In return for my love, they accuse me, even as I make prayer for them. So they reward me evil for good and hatred for my love.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylia Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
James Madison said, "Liberty may be endangered by the abuse of liberty, but also by the abuse of power." Ladies and gentlemen, as we watch this debacle with Herman Cain, I don't know who is guilty of what, except that I see the abuse of power by the media elite. There is a double standard going on here. When will they go after Obama on these terms?